Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. In today's One Piece Treasures video I want to discuss about the medal exchange units before they leave in approximately a week, because we definitely have some units here that are worth considering if you don't already have them. I am not really referring to legends here either, because majority of them are not worth the price tag. Albert and Super Tandem Queen are great, they have been out for more than a year, so a lot of people might actually have them. And they were actually both available in the Day 10 selection ticket from the 10th anniversary, so I hope all of you at least have one of them. You could pick the other one up, or you could just keep your medals and wait for other legends, in case you're not really interested. I will highlight one more legend, the Shanks crew, because I think they are an amazing unit, especially super evolved. But 400 medals for a price tag is kind of too much, especially for a unit that was given for free essentially through a past Pirate Rumble season. But as you can see, the 250 price tag does not exist anymore, especially for this cycle, since the anniversary Sugofest was actually providing 2 times the medals for each pool. You can consider these legends if you have a lot of medals, but you could also just wait to pick them up from Sugofests when they are available in the pools. Let's talk about the limited rare recruits now though and focus on them, because they are not pullable anymore, meaning this is currently the only way to obtain them. We are going to talk about the anniversary specific ones from Reiju up until Nami. The rest of them are also kind of anniversary exclusive, but they are older, and here mainly for collection purposes they are not worth it. For Reiju, Shirahoshi and Rebecca, the same thing applies essentially, because they have an interesting support of being able to provide a color affinity boost to their color if they actually are attached to a unit that applies damage on special activation. And it's good that they have a unique support, but is their special of any use? Shirahoshi's is very niche, so I wouldn't pick her up for her special, would only consider the support. Rebecca's special on paper is very good. The thing is, I have never used her once from the time I got her during her anniversary. And I think the reason for that is because she has a very common combination in her utility, Despair and Bind removal, that you can find with many other combinations in One Piece Treasure Cruise in general, which makes her less desirable or less needed in a lot of situations. Just based on my experience, and since I build more teams than the average One Piece Treasure Cruise player, I definitely would not say that she is a must get. Alongside Shirahoshi, I would place them at the bottom of a priority list, for example. Reiju though is very good, and if I did not have her, I would pick her up. Her utility combination is very good, being able to remove 5 turns of defense up and damage reduction, and also manipulate block slots while providing healing, and alongside her unique support, which is definitely a plus, she's a very decent limited unit. For Chopper, I would definitely pick him up if I didn't have him, simply because of his support alone. He can be attached on Zoro and Nami and remove 2 turns of threshold, which coming from a support is insanely good. Not even with that hard of a requirement, just a special activation on the attached unit. His special is not bad per se, but you are not going to really pick him up for his special, just for his support, and he's definitely high priority. For Nami, I would say the same, mainly you would pick her up for her support. She does work very well with the super type Katakuri that wants you to drop under 30% HP, but she's not that used simply because Katakuri is not that used either. If you do want to cut your HP, she's a very good way to do that, and not a lot of units can help you in that niche. The thing though is that the rest of her special is not that impactful. Her support though does provide 2 turns of special cooldown reduction at the final stage, and she can be attached on Luffy and Chopper. That can definitely be useful, but still not something I believe should be prioritized over units like Chopper or Reiju that we just discussed about. She should be on the lower end of your priority list, but definitely a unit to consider. And let's proceed to other limited rare recruits now. These are not anniversary exclusive, and we are going to focus on their special, not support. So these are limited rare recruits that came out specifically for a quest. I'm talking about Brook, Frankie, Robin and Chopper. Essentially, these were released alongside the rest of the Straw Hats here as limited rare recruits, but the rest of the Straw Hats, the original East Blue ones, we actually got for free, so I think everyone should have these. They were given for free later on, not immediately when they were released, but the rest of the Straw Hats, so Chopper, Robin, Frankie and Brooke, are not pullable anymore and also are not available to get for free. Let's start from the one I think you shouldn't really invest in, and that is Brooke. Simply because of his special, it is extremely niche and I don't really think he will be that helpful in a lot of situations. If you get Brooke, you are going to get him for collection purposes mainly. For Frankie, he has a good utility combination of removing 5 turns of attack down and paralysis, 3 turns of resilience, and 1.75 times of a color affinity boost under specific requirements is just a bonus. You would mainly get him for the attack down and paralysis removal. Not an extraordinary unit or a must get by any means, but he's worth considering. Then Robin is only utility focused, she cannot provide damage like Frankie, even though Frankie's damage is trash anyway. But Robin can also help you with 5 turns of attack down removal, burn instead of paralysis, so a worse combination here than Frankie's. But then she can help you with 3 turns of defense up removal, nothing extraordinary, but it can help in Kizuna mainly, in the extra turns added, or if you have more than 5 turns and your other defense up removing unit cannot help you enough, Robin can be a nice extra if you need the rest of her utility, of course. And then if your captain is either strength or int, she can reduce enemy barriers by 2 turns, which can be huge if you do need the barrier removal. She can also be a very good combination for barrier removal with the new 10th anniversary Super Sugufest Gear 5 Luffy. And that brings us to the positive. All of the utility Straw Hats in general in One Piece Treasure Cruise have, not specifically these ones, they can help you gain access to different EX Super, Super Type or Super Class abilities, Super Tandem included as well, of other Straw Hats mainly, but also possibly for units like Law or Bonnie, depending on the requirements these units have, of course. And this is not a reason to specifically get these units from the medal exchange, just something I thought was worth noting. And I will be honest, another bonus reason I got this Robin personally is because of her amazing artwork. This is one of my favorite One Piece moments, that's why I picked her up. And finally we have Chopper. Chopper has actually very good utility as well. He can remove paralysis and special bind by 5 turns, he can change block slots to RCV, and if the captain is strength or psi, can give you an 80% damage reduction shield. Just like Robin, this is a utility special, he can't really provide you with damage, but out of all of the specials from these 4 Straw Hats, I think this might be the best one, or the one that you can find use out of more often. It is definitely a plus that he manipulates block slots to RCV and not just matching, even though he doesn't make RCV slots matching, have that in mind. So you need to prepare extra to make them matching with a captain ability that does it, or another sailor ability, or maybe even a support. But it's good that he manipulates block slots to RCV, because we see a lot of times lately, either the enemy have the buff on them where they take reduced damage from type slots or specific type slots, or just in general we get the debuff to make type slots non-favorable. It's not like he single-handedly solves the problem in these specific quests all of the time, but he's just another option to the pool of options we have for those scenarios already, alongside his good utility. Overall, you could skip all 4 of these units, it's not the end of the world if you are low on medals and you are aiming for legends, but I wanted to discuss about them so you at least give them a consideration if you have enough medals. And to do a quick recap and also prioritize the units, I would say that Strength Chopper, the anniversary one, should probably be your highest priority because his support is extremely good, so if you need it, then he might not be replaceable, you might need big team changes, and simply I think the power of his support ability comes up to the same level that a lot of limited rare recruit support units offer. Then you have Reiju, so these 2 units are definitely the ones you should consider the most. Then it is limited rare recruit Side Chopper, then Robin, then Frankie, Then Rebecca and the rest of the units should probably be on the same level, with Brooke of course being at the end. I wouldn't really advise you to pick him up, as I said, he is mainly for collection purposes. But that is everything for this video. Hopefully you found it helpful or enjoyable. If you did, leave a like, I would really appreciate it, and feel free to ask any questions for this medal exchange rotation in the comments down below. And as always, thank you so much for watching, take care, and I'll see you in the next one.